Hi, today I wanted to discuss my thoughts on Satanism. I did a previous YouTube video on Wicca, and I wanted to discuss my thoughts on Satanism. A little bit about the founder is that he was raised Catholic and then discarded his Catholic faith. He started playing the organ and went on around playing different bars and circuses and began writing the book. He founded the religion in 1966 on May Eve, which is Sabbath. In Latin, this would be known as Anno Satanis. The book I used to learn about the religion was on the previous slide, called Satanism. One of the highest positions in Satanism is Magus, and it describes Satanism. The current Magus describes Satanism as Epicurean, pragmatic, worldly, atheistic, individualistic, materialistic, rational, and poetic. Other religion founders include Martin Luther, Jose Maria Escriva, Joseph Smith, L. Ron Hubbard, and John Calvin. And Anton LaVey was very clear that Satanism represents impulses, carnality, gratification, while Christianity and Jesus is symbolic of humility and restraint from sins. On a few of the quotes that include, here we are, death to the weakling as opposed to blessed are the weak. On page 30 he says that quote. Page 31 he describes the crucifix as a pallid incompetence hanging on a tree. And also important to note is that Anton LaVey was a fan of Friedrich Nietzsche in his rejection of Christianity, and you can kind of see this in his quote, death to the weakling, and Nietzsche referred to Christians as weaklings many times in his writings. Here are some famous Satanists. The top image is Marilyn Manson. The bottom is Sammy Davis Jr. from the Rat Pack, and Jane Mansfield and King Diamond. Here I show the picture of Friedrich Nietzsche. He's a German philosopher in the 19th century who wrote several books in his life. Usually the most popular book associated with him is Thus Spoke Zarathustra, or in German it's Also Sprach Zarathustra. And this is where Nietzsche asserts that God is dead. And this is important because this is around around 20 years earlier, Darwin writes his famous book on evolution, on the origin of species. I did notice that on page 41, Anton LaVey confuses the concept of original sin. He describes original sin as sex, when actually original sin is the fall of man from the Garden of Eden. And it's a famous story where the snake convinces Eden to eat the apple from the tree of knowledge. And he also uses the Dr. Faustus story to explain Lucifer. In Dr. Faustus story, that's where Lucifer where he sells his soul to Lucifer for eternal knowledge, and this is depicted by Goethe and others in the 16th century. This is a fictional story, but LaVey uses it as like a fact. Here's a quote I liked from LaVey. If you love everyone and everything, you lose your natural powers of selection and wind up being a pretty poor judge of character and quality. LaVey is a big supporter of masturbation and goes on to write a lot about the pleasures of masturbation. One thing I did like about this religion is that doesn't condone sacrificing cats or opposing human sacrifice, which is commonly associated with this religion. However, he does encourage hexes and curses. He discusses rituals, ceremonies, and how to perform them. And he also encourages being social. I'm not exactly sure if this means social within the Satanist community or just social, period, but he does go on to say social is good. He does say that magic is true. He mentions what white magic is and what black magic is. White magic would be the altruistic, healing people, helping people, loving others, and black magic would be like personal gain, like money, or getting that woman in your dreams, or getting that powerful position or something. He does go on to talk about lycanthropy, witchcraft, sorcery, spells, and voodoo. I think it's worth noting that magic, as it's normally seen, is not really been proven. I mean, this is for someone to like shoot fire from their hands or anything. Usually it's a trick in a circus or magic act or Hollywood movie or an animated film. He does go on to say that rituals and ceremonies are true, but he does recant this, saying that you need wires and mirrors. He does talk about the glory of sex in Satanism. Sex is a very big part of the Satanism world, and he does actually have a ritual in the book where you can try and get you can call someone for your sexual desire. And here he does say that women can be used as altars, like when you're praying in the Satanism religion. Here are the 3 types of rituals. Summon someone for sexual desire, ritual for success, and ritual for destruction of someone. And here is an image of the typical character of the devil. It's got the goat horns and the goat-like face. And this is the pagan symbol, like the nautical star. It's supposed to represent the 5 elements of Earth, according to back in Aristotle's time. It was like a pagan religion symbol, like air, fire, water, wind, earth, that kind of stuff. Obviously, there's over 100 elements now, and it includes something like sulfur or hydrogen or the noble gases. It's not just limited to those 3. Here's an Enochian key that I pulled from his book. The last 100 pages of his book are all Enochian keys. He asserts that Enochian keys predate Sanskrit. But you can see that the characters do use the Latin character set here. I did some research. Latin characters came around circa 700 BCE, while Sanskrit is circa 2000 BC. So Sanskrit definitely predates at least the Latin character set by at least 1,000 years. And I mean, that'd be assuming that the Enochian came right at the time that Latin came, which is most likely not even true. Yeah, here's some more information about the Enochian cubes, what I just explained. And here's my sources, the images I used, and the book that I read, the Satanic Bible. Some thoughts about the religion. I did like this one better than the Wicca that I read previously. Wicca was kind of boring and bland, and like there was some stuff about ritual and just like some advice like, oh, be good, do this. There wasn't really any opinions being inserted, no stories. And Anton LaVey kind of goes in about different interpretations of the devil through different cultures, and he kind of makes it more interesting and exciting. So I thought it was a better one to look at than the Wicca one. Thank you.